Okay, everyone, I am recording. So welcome to our first organization, what do I want to say, series of trainings. So we're going to do trainings every second and what would it be? Every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. That's kind of how they're going to fall each time. So we have them set up. If you looked in the events, it's set up for the next four sessions are set up. So this is our first one, and it's all about selling. So we kind of discussed amongst ourselves, what did everyone kind of need to get off and running, especially as we were just talking about before I started the recording about how we're actually opening up a little bit, going out and doing events, starting to do some in-home parties slowly but surely. And what do you guys need to do to run a successful business, either online or in people's homes? So we thought a first session should be all about selling. And our first speaker is Stacy Greener. Stacy actually was with us with the 1.0 version of Body Shop and was super successful back in the day. So she decided to come back for round 2 and is super successful again. So there's no better person, I think, to really tell you all about skincare, because she was just saying how much she loves her skincare and how important it is to sell skincare, because this is our reorder business. And I'm sure she's going to tell you all about that. So Stacy, if you want to talk about how to sell skincare.
Awesome. Thank you, Michele, for having me and for asking me to train on this topic, because I am really passionate about our skincare. You know, I've used really expensive skincare, and I've used, drugstore skincare, and like so many of us, but there is none better than the Body Shop. And I am so thrilled to be able to buy it now from myself, for one thing. And hey, we have a great sale going on right now, by the way, to stock up. So when I'm selling in my parties, and I do most of my parties on Facebook. When I'm selling in my parties, day one is always about skincare. And the first thing I do is always try to find out what their skincare needs are. And it starts with skin type. But before I go there, I want to tell you, and I always like to tell my guests, what is different, what sets the Body Shop at home apart. And, because there's a lot out there, guys. There's a lot of different types of, there's a lot of companies that sell skincare right now, some really pricey. And actually, I think ours are probably better priced than almost any of the at-home parties that I've seen so far. But I always like to highlight what makes ours different. And first of all is that we are nature-based and we're cruelty-free. We started the revolution of against animal testing, and no one is more passionate about it than the Body Shop. And another thing that we're really passionate about is using community fair trade ingredients in our products. And they support women-owned fair trade partnerships all around the world. So when you buy from me, when my customers buy from me, they're not only supporting me and my small business, they're also supporting all the women-owned companies, fair trade organizations around the world that we source from. And our products are very affordable, like I said. So, but the main reason that people will buy is because of you. You are the magic sauce, and you are their skincare consultant. And I have this little tile that I like to use. You have a nail girl and a hair girl. I want to be your skincare girl. So I make sure I follow up with everyone who purchases skincare from me, and that makes me their skincare expert. And that is honestly the best thing and the most important thing to your customers is going to be you. So be sure you're doing good customer service. So in my parties, and when I'm talking to someone about skincare, the first thing I like to do is to determine their skin type. And they usually fall into one of 4 categories, which is normal, which means not oily, not dry. They usually have small pores. And then the second one would be oily, which is what I am. And that means by midday, you're oily all over, including the cheek area. And then there's dry, which is dry all over, and that may or may not include flaky areas, usually in the cheeks. Or the next one is combination, which means you're oily in the T-zone and drier on the cheeks. So that would be combination. And then besides that, they could be sensitive. Now, when you have sensitive skin, and I do, you can also be something else. You can be oily, dry, normal, or combination, but you're sensitive to different products. And so keep that in mind as you're talking to people. There's going to be four different skin types plus sensitive. Now, based on their skin type, you can recommend the following regimens from the Body Shop. Now, I don't want you to feel like you have to take a ton of notes because I have a handout for this. So I will be posting it in the comments in this event so that you can take this knowledge and help your own customers. But based on their skin type, I always suggest, first of all, that they look over the catalog to decide which one is best for them. I will make a recommendation, and then they should look it over in the catalog. And if they don't have it, have the link, I'll add the link there. But to get to know our skincare, the best way to get to know our skincare is by looking through the catalog. I pore over that catalog. I use it in my parties when people ask me a printed copy because it is a lot easier to look at. And then also you can download product fact sheets in your business hub under resources. And that way you can get to know, what community fair trade ingredients are in it, what makes it special, and that sort of thing. So, be sure to educate yourself on those things. If someone has normal skin, I always recommend vitamin E as my first choice, but we do have carrot and also drops of youth. Now, all three of those are great for normal skin types. Drops of youth, if you're concerned with aging, and who isn't, by the way, drops of youth would be your go-to thing. But if you like vitamin E or carrot, you could add the drops of youth concentrate and maybe the eye serum if you're concerned with aging at all. And we'll talk more about drops of youth in a bit. If they have oily skin, I like to recommend, if they're not heavily blemished or worried about blemishes so much, I would recommend the Himalayan charcoal wash or the charcoal soap. I also love the tea tree range. I use some of those products myself. I love the hydrator, by the way. And then they can always add drops of youth concentrate as well, because it's for all skin types. So it works for oily skin. It doesn't add any oil to your skin really, and it doesn't make you oily at all. If they have dry skin, I always recommend the vitamin E first of all, unless they're over 50. And then I might recommend the Oils of Life range, which is really great for mature skin, or the CBD range. The CBD range smells amazing, guys. I don't know if you've tried it, but those essential oils in there they just send me into a peaceful, blissful place. So and I have oily skin, but I still love that night cream. I use that cream a lot at night. But you can to determine that if CBD would be a good one for them, you can ask them if they're under a lot of stress, because when you're under a lot of stress, your body produces cortisol, which can increase your blemishes. It can, it can add lines to your face. So that's when I would recommend CBD, but be sure that you know what states it's not allowed to be shipped to, because there are several that don't allow CBD to be sold there. But anyway, the vitamin E is really great, and it's probably the best priced of those three. And with the vitamin E, it's got such a great range because it's for normal skin types, but it can be for, it's got a gel moisturizer if you tend to be more oily, and then it's got the intense moisture cream and the sleeping oil and the sink-in moisture mask. So if you have dry skin, those work as well. So as far as a mask would go, I would recommend the Hemp Overnight Rescue Mask or the Almond Milk and Oats Soothing Mask for dry skin. I did forget to mention that for oily skin, I always like to recommend the Himalayan Charcoal Purifying Glow Mask. It's my favorite mask. I absolutely love it. And it's really great, really for everybody, but especially for oily skin. And then if they have combination skin, you're always going to want to have them look at Seaweed. Our Seaweed range is amazing. And the Seaweed range moisturizes skin, but it doesn't make it oily. And so it moisturizes those dry patches you might have, but it definitely does not leave you feeling oily. And then again, the Drops of Youth Concentrate for aging. Now, if they have sensitive skin, I always recommend aloe. And to be honest, it's my go-to because of my sensitive skin. And even though my skin is oily, I'm able to use aloe. Aloe is for all skin types. It works for everybody. And so you can use aloe. I really like that tea tree hydrator. So I use the aloe creamy cleanser and the toner, and then I follow up with Drops of Youth Concentrate and the hydrator. The tea tree hydrator works great for me. Also for sensitive skin, that almond milk and oat soothing mask is very good for sensitive skin as well. So after you've determined that, and I always like to say to people that in my parties, maybe you have a skincare regimen that you love, but perhaps you're looking for some targeted skincare that I can help you with. And so then I ask what issues they'd like to address in those areas. They may include lines and wrinkles, dark circles or puffiness, sunspots, age spots or dull skin, sagging or loose skin. They may want to look at preventative for anti-aging, blemishes or large pores. So let's take a look at some recommended treatments that you can recommend for those customers. For lines and wrinkles, I always love the Drops of Youth Concentrate. I recommend it for everybody. I absolutely love it. I say that it has been compared to Botox in a bottle, and I have a tile that I use, and I'm sure many of you use it as well. I don't say that it is like Botox in a bottle. I said it has been compared, because we have to be careful about making statements that can be construed as fact. So anyway, that's something that you can say. Also for lines and wrinkles around the eye, I like the Drops of Youth Eye Concentrate. I love that roller bottle. I think that really helps to stimulate collagen production. And then also the vitamin E eye cream. Now guys, don't overlook that vitamin E eye cream. It has hyaluronic acid in it, and hyaluronic acid, it pulls moisture from the air, and it holds up to 1,000 times its weight in moisture. So it really is a fantastic eye cream, and it's very affordable at $19. And of course now it's on sale. So be sure that you keep that in mind with your customers who are looking for lines and wrinkles. Another thing that you can recommend for lines and wrinkles is the British Rose Plumping Mask. It contains rosehip oil. And guys, just look that up. Just Google that. Rosehip oil is an amazing anti-aging oil. It's used everywhere, all over the world. Some people just buy it straight from Amazon and use it on their face. It is wrinkle fighting, it's skin brightening, and it's firming to boot. It's also very good at deflecting the free radicals in the air. So the British Rose Plumping Mask is really great because it contains that ingredient in particular. The second thing was dark circles or puffiness. And I know that we get that question a lot. And I always recommend that Oils of Life eye cream for that, because it really does an amazing job. It does an amazing job as soon as you put it on, because it has light deflecting particles in it. And within an hour even, you can see a lifting of the skin. I bought it from my 75-year-old mother, and we did it. And like within 2 hours, I took an after picture, and you could tell that the hoods were lifted, and you could tell that the puffiness was reduced. So it is an amazing eye cream, and I highly recommend it for anyone who is suffering from dark circles or puffiness. Now, sunspots and age spots, we have an amazing range called vitamin C. And vitamin C, I have this saying that I use, vitamin C, if you want to lighten, brighten, and tighten, you want to look at vitamin C. And it's really, really good. The vitamin C peel or microdermabrasion are both really excellent exfoliators, and they really help to draw out relieve that dull look to your skin. They also are really good at helping sunspots and age spots. I know when I came back from Arizona after being in the sun a lot, I had a few of those. And so I was really using that microdermabrasion like twice a week and working on that, but it really does help with that. And then of course, to prevent that, you want to look at the vitamin C skin boost. It feels amazing. If you sample that with someone, they're sure to buy it every time. And it is also going to help not only to brighten your skin, but also to help those age spots. And then to keep age spots at bay, you want to be sure to be using the vitamin C glow boosting, glow protect lotion, SPF 30. It is amazing. And you know, when vitamin C is used with sun protection factor, it does amazing work at helping your skin to stay young looking. So be sure to recommend the vitamin C range for that. Also, the Chinese ginseng and rice mask also helps to relieve dull skin. So keep that in mind as well. For sagging or loose skin, I always recommend the Roots of Strength regimen. I used it for a month. I like to try everything, and I really liked it. The scent was a little different for me, but it works, and that's the main thing, and that's what I was looking for. Also, the Nicaraguan Coffee Intense Awakening Mask, because of the caffeine content, it also really does help with to tighten skin. So you'll want to recommend that to anyone looking for a mask who is concerned about sagging or loose skin. And then also preventative. If somebody is looking to prevent aging, that's where you want to really recommend that Drops of Youth range. With those 3 plant stem cells that we have in that, they are amazing, and especially the Edelweiss. The Edelweiss, if you Google Edelweiss, you will find that it is just a powerful antioxidant, and it's really great for skincare and for preventing aging and to help to tighten as well. Also, you want to look at the Japanese Makta tea pollution clearing mask, because pollution and free radicals are the thing that we're fighting mostly against in aging. So you want to keep that at the top of your list as well. Now for blemishes, you know, I did this before, and all of my kids, all of them, they're from 32 down to 18 now, they have always had a bottle of tea tree oil from the Body Shop in their bathrooms, and you just dab that on. It is amazing stuff. And yes, I do like the targeted gel as well. The anti-imperfection daily solution is great for blemishes, and then also the tea tree clay mask. I have a customer who gets those who tends to get those big, she calls them tumor zits. And she says she just puts a little bit of that clay mask on directly onto the blemish and leaves it on for several hours or overnight. And it really helps with that. Also, again, the Himalayan charcoal purifying glow mask, you know, that's going to help keep your skin clear. So I always like to recommend that. Now, for large pores, we have a new product called the Himalayan Overnight Peel. And if you haven't tried it yet, it's pretty amazing. I absolutely love it. I got it in a few weeks ago, and I used it religiously for a week. And I just loved how it made my skin feel. And if you have large pores, it can really help to tighten those. And it just helps in general, if you have oily skin, to help slow the production of skin to slow the production of oil. And also because it has, what is it, hibiscus flower extract in it, it is great at gently exfoliating the skin. It acts like a peel. So wear that overnight, take it off in the morning. You're going to be amazed at how your skin feels. Now, I always promote in my parties a minimum 3-step routine: cleanser, toner, moisturizer. And it's so important to do all 3. Every day, cleanse twice a day, and then use a toner. And I always refer to the toner as the rinse cycle. So it's like the rinse cycle for your skin. Now, people say, oh, I never use a toner. Well, first of all, one reason people don't use a toner is because most of them just really strip your skin. But ours don't do that because every single one of them are alcohol free. But secondly, what I always say to that person is you wouldn't wash your clothes, spin them dry in the washer, and then throw them in the dryer. No, you would always run them through the rinse cycle. And if you think of the toner as the rinse cycle for your face, then you'll understand better why we use it. First of all, even if I double cleanse, I still get a little bit of stuff off my face when I use a toner. And part of that is the cleanser. You don't want to go to bed with the cleanser on your face. You want to make sure that you use a toner and get all that off. And the second thing a toner does is it refines pores, which means it tightens them, girls. That's something you definitely want in your skincare regimen. And then the third thing is to moisturize. So moisturizing protects your skin, it locks in the moisture balance, and that really helps. So those are the 3 steps I say you must do, and do it twice a day if you want to have great skin. And who doesn't? I always say, I wish I had taken such good care of my skin. I wish I hadn't taken such good care of my skin, said no one ever. No one ever says that. And the sooner you start, the better. And then I like to recommend there was a Cosmopolitan article that I found, and it recommended a 5-step routine in the morning: cleanse, tone, then do your serum, whatever targeted serum you need to do, and then you because that sinks into your skin, and then you put your moisturizer on to again protect that moisture barrier, and then use an eye cream. And at night you want to double cleanse for the win. And you want to use your chamomile cleansing butter or your chamomile cleansing oil or your eye makeup remover. Do we still have the micellar water? I think they took that away. But anyway, you want to double cleanse regardless of how you're doing it, which one of those you're using. So you want to be sure to do that, and then follow up with your cleanser, your toner, and then your serum, whatever serum you want to use, and then moisturize and your eye cream. So I always recommend to my customers that they mask or peel to exfoliate 1 to 2 times a week for glowing skin. And that is where I'm at with that. And I think that my customers see me as their skincare expert, and they continue to buy from me. And like I said, following through with your customers is always the very best thing that you can do to keep customers happy. That's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you. Now you can see why she's the expert and why she does so well and why we asked her to speak about skincare, because Stacy, that was fantastic. You covered like everything. And I've got to tell you, I love listening to other people talk about stuff because, sometimes I think I, know a lot, but you said something really important. And I want to bring this up because we're all going to be out, like, again, in public, working with people a little more closely at events. And a lot of times people will say, oh, I already have skincare that works for me. And you know what? Someone just said that to me. What do you say to people when you're at an event and someone says, oh, I already have skincare that works for me? And I always say, you know what? I don't try to talk them out of the skincare that's working for them. However, you mentioned something about well, let's look at some of the other things we have to target. So how did you say that? Wait, can you say it again? Because you said it was perfect.
Yeah.
Targeted. Go ahead. Go back to that, because I think everyone needs to hear that twice, even me, obviously, because I was writing it down.
Yeah. What targeted issues? What in your skincare about your skin are you still worried about? What targeted issues can I maybe help you with that you can add on to that will complement the skincare regime that you're already using?
I'm writing it down because that is perfect, awesome, and it needs to be shared out. Other consultants need to hear that for sure, because again, we will hear that again and again and again. Body Shop before was a bigger brand at one point, well known in the US. We're coming back, but people may have been gone to something else in the meantime. So we want to respect some things that their boundaries. But if you can give them a product that targets some of their other issues and they start loving it just a little bit more, You may see them slowly transitioning into
I
your
have.
product line.
I have. I've had people, when I followed up with them about the targeted item that I recommended for them, then they'll as they start to run out of their other stuff, they'll start to order their other range of their other products from me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was a fantastic suggestion. I wanted to make sure we revisited that one so that everyone can write it down and remember, because that is something we will all run into over and over again. So for sure. And I like the so it was say your thing for vitamin C again.
To lighten, brighten, and
Brighten,
tighten.
tighten. I love that too. I think that's awesome. Thank you so much, Stacy. I
You're welcome.
appreciate your help. And I'm sure everyone's going to be really excited. I know a lot of people are going to watch the recording and be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So they can watch it again and again and rewind too. So thank you, Stace. I appreciate it. So, okay, so my section, wow, that's a hard act to follow. But my section here is just going to be a little bit about what we don't like to call it is upselling, right? Because sometimes that has a negative connotation where we're out there and we're upselling. And even myself, when I'm out doing parties or I'm out talking to people, I always want to put a disclaimer in there sometimes and go, well, I'm not trying to upsell you, or I'm not trying to get you to spend more money. But the truth is, get out of the headspace. Change your way of thinking about this, because you're truly not upselling if you're enhancing the product experience that your consultants are getting. So think of it as you're enhancing their experience with whatever product or adding value. Those two things can help you get out of that headspace that you're just selling, because that's really not what we do. We want this to really do something for our customers. So I just had it written down for myself to kind of give an example. Have you ever been to the store and you've walked through the line and the cashier and you're buying, yeah, maybe you buy a Twinkie and a soda. I don't know. I'm just, and she says, which, do you need any batteries today? And you're thinking, no, I got a Twinkie and a soda. Now, what if you went through and you're buying something and it needed batteries and you just forgot that you needed batteries? And she says to you, what, do you need any batteries today? And you're thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, thank you, because I would have went home without batteries. So of course, you're more likely to buy. I mean, you might have bought batteries if you bought a Twinkie and a soda, but you're more likely to buy the batteries when you needed them. And she suggested it, and it didn't feel icky or weird. It felt natural, and you actually were appreciative of what she was offering. Now you're going to do the same thing with your Body Shop products. Okay, so let's say someone is buying one of our concealers. You want to have a conversation with them about that. So they say, you say, oh my gosh, I see you bought the Lightning Touch concealer. I actually love that product myself. I start asking some questions. Say, so can I ask you, what are you getting that concealer to do for you? So if she says, oh, I'm using it to cover up blemishes, or like myself, for my big old dark circles under my eyes. Either one, it really doesn't matter. You want to say, you know what, if you want that to work really well and smooth, can I recommend something for you? I would tell you to use one of our great concealer brushes. It's going to help that concealer go on smoother. And you're not going to be pushing and pulling on your eyes. So if she's using it under her eyes, you're not going to be pushing and pulling under your eyes and making those circles even worse. And guess what? You're going to keep your makeup much cleaner than using your fingers and touching everything. And you're not going to lose as much makeup because you're not going to be wasting it all over your hands as well. So you're just kind of showing her how adding this nice little $10 item enhances her experience. Say they're buying some shower gel. So you can say, oh my gosh, did you know, like, you can add on one of our nice bath lilies or shower gloves. You know, they work greatly and pair greatly with our shower gels because you'll use less product. So if you add value by telling them to use less product with this nice little bath lily, they're more likely to be like, oh yeah, throw one of those in. I want to use less product. I always say, oh my gosh, I love when you use it with this. It'll foam up so much nicer. You'll use less product and you're getting a good exfoliation at the same time, right? Again, enhancing that experience that they're going to get with the shower gel. Because let's be truthful, for the most part, yes, our shower gels are not dry, but a shower gel is a shower gel. But if you're pairing the two together, giving that much better experience, you're also getting them to think, wow, these are really great shower gels. when maybe it's just because you've now partnered the two things together. Maybe with one of our exfoliating towels, or my favorite, the cactus brush. So these are all different things that you can add value to what they're getting. So with the shower gel, you can even say, oh my gosh, in the shower, I love so what do you are you looking for just for the smell of the shower gel, or are you looking for it to moisturize? So listen to what they're saying first. But if she says, I just love the smell of the shower gel, say, oh my gosh, partner it with this cactus brush, and you just brush up, and while you're done, it's going to release that scent, and you're going to feel so invigorated and happy when you leave that shower. I know you're going to want to buy this over and over again. So it's just, again, just kind of adding some value and enhancing the experience. And last one I wanted to show here. So what about our drops of youth facial wash? Or maybe it's the serum. Stacy just talked about a bunch of products, and we've all had people, you've gone in and looked at their order, and what they've ordered, one piece of product. And what did we just say? We want to get them to cleanse, polish, and protect. So if I see them buying a drops of youth face wash, I would probably inquire, oh, I see you got the drops of youth face wash. What are you hoping to accomplish with the face wash? Did you like it because it was a foaming pump? Or could it have been that you're really looking for some anti-aging? If they say anti-aging, here's a good one. Say, oh, you know what? I always recommend that you get the peel with the face wash, because that's going to accelerate your results that you're going to see. It's going to make it a little bit quicker, and they really partner together. Didn't sound like an upsell, did it? It sounded like a suggestion that really can help our customer. So the other thing is adding value. So adding value. Let's talk about when someone is placing an order and they're at $40. $40. So you're like, oh, I see your order's at $40. Our shipping would be $6. But did you know we actually have free shipping at $50? And I noticed that you really liked blank. Maybe it is a shower gel, maybe it's a lip gloss, whatever. And you can say, if you just added that on, really, then you would only be paying $4 for that lip gloss. How does that sound to you? Fantastic. We just did a nice little add-on, wasn't really an upsell. And trust me, someone would be much more frustrated if later on they say, why didn't Michele tell me that there was free shipping on $50? I would have spent the $10. That's silly. I kind of threw that $6 away on shipping. So definitely want to make sure you're doing that, and also do the exact same thing with the new $65, spend $65, get those lip treatments, right? If someone's at $60, you're definitely going to want to suggest, oh my gosh, I can add on these really cool bath lilies. It's going to help you make your shower gel last longer, do the exfoliation that we talked about. You can even say that, tell them about the community trade, 100% recycled plastic through community trade. You can tell a story in there. By adding just this bath lily, you're going to also get this lip treatment for free. So just add that so that they're seeing that you're not pushing products on them, you're enhancing their experience. So that was my quick little tutorial on how to not upsell, but to actually do really good customer, customer care. And that's what this is all about. And I know you're going to say, well, Michele, you kind of mentioned stuff like you're sitting there talking to the people. What about my Facebook parties? Yeah, take control of those folks. I actually tell people when they're in a Facebook party that I want them to message me with their order so we can talk about it. Even if you want them to place it themselves, which I prefer to do it for them, you want them to come at you. I come to you. You want to be their expert. You want to be their partner. You want to make it different than anything else they can get anywhere else. Because of course we can all go anywhere and place those orders online. And we have our other channels, right? And one of them happens to be online ordering. How do you distinguish yourself? With great customer service. And if they come to you and you see that they've ordered $47, $42, you definitely want to talk about getting them up and above the $50 mark, because why would anyone want to pay shipping? And I know we've all saw orders come into our back office where someone has spent $49.50. I've seen 49 when we had a sale. I saw someone that was like 20 cents under the $50 mark, and I was like, oh, just come to me. I will help you over that hump. I'll get the sell on the stuff, and you'll be thrilled because you didn't have to pay for shipping and you got an extra product. So yeah, I see you guys saying about the customer relationships is key. And we also know that, our system may not be the best right now. That's a nice way to say it. We know how it is. So if you can minimize the frustration with your customers, again, they're going to want to come to you. So if you have a customer that you've been talking to, even if they're like, Michele, I got this, I can go place my order now. Okay, great. If they can't get that order in, they're more likely to come back to you because they have now built that relationship with them. You've talked to them. They don't feel, oh, I'm bugging her and I can't get this to work. And oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm just going to let that go. You've told them, listen, if you have any problems with the system, I'll be happy to place your order. Or if you have any problems, please come back to me. Good customer service, enhancing that experience. And that gives you all of that time to work with them and add on those extra things that they weren't even thinking to get before. So, all right. Wait, I'm good. Oh, you try. Go ahead, Stacy.
Yeah, I wanted to say, and this was probably something I got from like Gail McDonald or somebody like that, but it's our job to ask. I guess not, like you said, upsell. So like when you go to the drive-through line and you're ordering a cheeseburger, they always ask if you want fries and a drink with that. They always do. It's their job. And it's our job to make sure they get everything that they need. And sometimes they don't think about it until you mention it. So I love the idea of having people call me with their order. I've had people say, oh my God, this is the worst ordering system ever. I'm always like, just give me your order. I'll take care of it. But I never thought about saying right away, call me with your order or PM me what you want and I will place your order for you. I would love the opportunity to talk to them in person because if I can talk to them, I'm going to ask them if they've ever thought of doing something like this. I'm going to ask them if they want to host a party. And it's so much harder to do that at a Facebook party. So not only is our job to ask to upsell, but it's also to offer this fabulous opportunity as well as the opportunity to host and get free products. So I love
Absolutely. Stacy, I'm sure you're from back in the day when we used to do parties and we did the full service checkout where you literally did that. You went through their order, you talked to them about everything, you helped them, you saw if they needed anything else. And the first thing you offered was what? The opportunity to join. Oh my gosh, I see that you have a lot of products on your list. It looks like you love the body shop, right? Have you ever thought of doing what I do? Or hosting a party. And if they say no, well, everyone's always flattered. No one's ever mad at you for asking. Then the next question would be, have you thought of hosting a party? I can get you those items on your list for free and half price. So you definitely, the more personal we can make that, the more contact we have. And the other thing you mentioned is it's our job. And I tell this story, and I've told it the other day, and I'll tell it again about how my neighbor was the Avon lady and kept slipping the book on my porch, and I'd make my list, but she never said, hey, Michele, did you see my catalog that I put on your porch? I would have said, I did. And I actually have an order for you. She never did. And actually she came to me and said, oh, I started Avon. I said, I know, I get your catalogs. I always have orders for you. She said, why didn't you call me? And I literally said to her, because it's your job to contact me as the customer, not the other way around. And she was like, oh, yeah. And I wasn't rude. I mean, we left as friends, but it's definitely on us. Even when you're leaving catalogs somewhere, you want to make sure you leave a follow-up time because us as consultants, it's our job to get their orders. It's not their job to contact us with the orders. That's why a lot of times people say, hey, I put stuff out on Facebook and I didn't get anything from it. Well, that's just putting an idea in people's head. it's the relationship that you're making is going to get them to come and purchase from you. So thank you guys with that. So guess what? We're going to go into our third segment, which is kind of like the fortune is in the follow-up. And we have the fantastic Tandy McBride. You probably have heard her speak on a couple of other things. And she is going to take you all through her 222 system. So Tandy, if you want to tell everyone how to follow up.
Thank you for having me today. And like you said, this is a relationship business, and it's not our job to contact someone once, right? And that goes for parties. You don't just post in the party and then let them go. You don't just drop a catalog off on someone's porch and let it be. You don't let them order once and never order again. What you need to do, raise your hand if you want to grow this business, you need to follow up. I'm going to give you a few stats here, and normally I'd put this on the screen. So just listen for the numbers and imagine this. The National Sales Executive Association says 2% of sales are made on the first contact. If you're only reaching out once and they're either saying no or they forget or whatever the reason is, you're never going to get another sale from unless you do this third part, which is follow up. On the second contact, or excuse me, 3% of the second contact, 5% of sales are made on the third contact, 10% on the fourth contact. But the lion's share of sales, 80% of sales, and this goes for every industry, okay, are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Now, if you think 5 to 12 contacts, I don't want to bother them. You are not bothering them, okay? When you are commenting on someone's Facebook post, when you are tagging them in a party, when you're calling them to say, hey, how are you doing? Happy Mother's Day, whatever contact you're making in your life, we are social beings. Those are contacts. And you want to make sure that they know you are their body shop lady, their body shop consultant, right? You are their skincare professional. Now, this is interesting too. 48% of salespeople never follow up. Never. 25% of salespeople only make a second reach out. 12% only 3 times and then they give up, they move on. 15% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts, and yet they make 80% of the sales. Okay, so if you wonder why you see these stats and you see people doing so well in this business or in any business, it's that 80-20 rule that you see in science and mathematics and in nature, 80-20. 80% of your results will come from 20% of your efforts. 80% of the sales will come from 20% of the sales force, etc. So what I want to teach you today, and you can write these down, is a very easy to implement 2 + 2 + 2 follow-up system. Okay. Now, within 2 days of an order, follow up with your customer, whether that's a text message, whether you're handwriting a card and dropping it in the mail, because you're probably drop shipping the product and not sending the product. However it is, within 2 days, thank them and do this. Have them save your name plus body shop consultant in their phone, and let them know if you need help with any of your product, if you need help placing an order, if you have anyone that needs a gift, text me, call me, I am your body shop person. Okay, so you get that out of the way right then and there. Especially if you're doing a host party, they may know the host, but they don't know you. And then a month later, they're going to reorder because they're going to go searching and they're not going to remember you unless you become their body shop consultant. Now, 2 weeks after an order, which is around the time they should have already received their product and started using their product, you're going to want to contact them and ask them how they're enjoying the product. You'll know what they ordered, of course, because you help them with their order and you asked if it's acting in the way that they expect. Maybe you've asked them to do before and after pictures for your VIP group, whatever it is. It's just a chance to quickly, while it's on their mind, while they're using the product, hoping they're using the product, right? This call is also, hey, did you open that box and are you using the product? Because it doesn't help if you're not using it. And you want to listen and smile when you're talking to them if this is in person, and ask them, of course, if there's anything else you can help them with. Sometimes they will say, oh, yeah, actually, I started using it and then my sister took it. I need another one, or whatever it is. But if you don't reach out, you don't have the opportunity to find out what they next need. Or they may have said, oh, actually, I just got paid and I do want that eye serum now. Can you remind me which one that is? But they wouldn't have necessarily gone back and ordered. Okay, so that's the 2-week follow-up. Now, 2 months after the order, you're going to follow up again. And this is a very non-intrusive, this is, hopefully you're actually following up a little more frequently than this, but at least get it on the calendar for a 2-day, 2-week, 2-month. And of course, earlier in the process, if you can bring it in, you want to ask for referrals and bookings as well. But if you didn't ask on your first 2 reach outs, by the 2-month, you definitely want to ask them for booking referrals, party referrals. And within that amount of time, you've probably got a new promotion you want to share with them. There's a lot of different reasons why you could reach out to someone, right? Now, we have a consumable product that for most intents and purposes could be used up within 2 months. So when they are out of that product, you want to make sure that they are replenishing with you. The hand soaps in my house go much faster than that, right? So figure out what they ordered and at what frequency you need to follow up with them. Now, if you want to actually make this easy on yourself, as soon as you get an order, block it in your calendar, okay? Block in your calendar a follow-up with the first touch, block in your calendar. If you have Google Calendar, even you can just say, repeat this every month or every 2 months so that you have a list of people that you can quickly sit down and in a 10, 15 minute stretch, just do your follow-ups. And once you make that a key part of your routine, then you will see that your sales numbers could increase, because not only during that amount of time are you refilling these orders, but you're also growing your customer base with referrals. And hopefully over time, your volumes just go up, up, up. If they're not, that means you're missing part of this process, because we have a great product that is consumable. The missing piece is you offering that service to them. Now, again, there's one thing I want to leave you with, and that is, what do you think the lifetime value of one customer in this business could be to you? Okay. If you've ever sat down and thought about, okay, they just ordered, $50 or $65 should be an easy sell, especially with the free shipping and then the $65 promos that we often have. So if you figure for easy math, a one-time order from one customer is $50. If they are reordering something from you, even as infrequently as every 2 months, that's a $600 a year customer, and that's on the low end. If you become their go-to person for skincare, how long are they going to have a face? How long are they going to be buying something for to take care for that face? Even if you just look at 5 years at $600, that's a $3,000 lifetime customer value. But really, you could be helping them with a lot more, and you could add up that number. They could be potentially a $10,000 or $20,000 lifetime potential customer to you. So don't think, oh my goodness, a one-time $50 sale, I'm going to make X amount of percentage, and is it worth it for me to follow up with them for that? It absolutely is, because not only are you getting the reorders from that person, but you become reputable and personable and so valuable to them that they're going to tell your friends. And that's what we want to try to get to. So again, it's 222 customer follow-up. If you're not following up, you're leaving it on the table.
Yay. Thank you. That's perfect. And what I want to also just tell you, with all of this follow-up, this is also where you're going to find your hostesses and people that fall in love with your products to join your team. And who are they going to join with? You. Now, the one thing I can tell you, and Tandy, I'm sure you would agree, you probably hear it from your leaders and consultants all the time, is I'm so busy, right? People have busy lives. They have stuff with their children, with their, with their other jobs, whatever it may be. Maybe it's even like they're taking care of parents. We're all very, very busy. We have a lot of stuff. Now, if you do this, right, it's going to free up more time than you can imagine, because now you have your customers that are you're not always out there scrambling to find business. And it absolutely all comes down to this system. Really, it does. So back in the previous company before, people would always say, wow, your business is so consistent. Well, what had happened was I had really great customers, and I had built into the system when I followed up, we were booking a party for the next season that was coming up. So every spring, I had a group of hostesses. Every next turn, which was 4 times a year, I had the next group that was coming in to book the parties. I wasn't always looking for business. I had my business created and built. So if you're super busy and you want to do this business as a business, You want to do exactly what she's saying so that you can keep those customers, and it keeps growing. That one customer that she hosts the party now has introduced you into what, how many more customers that you didn't even have to go find. She found them for you, or he found them for you. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And the other thing is, let's think about our busy customers, right? Don't be afraid to contact them. What was that, 5 to 12 times? So you may think, really, 5 to 12 times? Think how many times you've looked at something and haven't purchased it. So again, I'll use myself. I need a new table. I just put this rec room in and I need a table. I've looked at this table probably 30 times. I haven't bought it yet because I have to call them. Now, I know it's not their fault, but if they would call me today and say, hey, Michele, can we place your order for that table you've looked at 15 times, 20 times, 30 times? I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, let's get it done, right? It wasn't because I don't want it. I just haven't pulled the trigger. You're going to help them pull the trigger with this follow-up. You're going to help them. So don't be put off if someone doesn't answer you, message you, call you back. Again, it's our job to keep doing that. They might just be busy and haven't had that time to, and the one time they answer and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to call you. You're going to hear that a lot. Or I've been meaning to message you. You know what? That's okay. It's not your job. It's my job to get a hold of you. Let them off the hook, but get their orders. So I hope this was really, really helpful to everyone. I think it was for me too. I mean, there was a lot of things in this that I was like, yeah, I didn't know the Google Calendar thing either. I'm going to have to do that for sure, Tandy, get myself a little more automated so I can see it much easier. I absolutely love this. I'm going to stop the recording for everyone. And then if anybody wants to ask any questions to our experts here, since they are here with us, I will do that. So I will stop right now. Yes.